Hello, it's me, your trusted tarot reader, and today I'm going to go through my tarot and oracle collection, showing you all my cards, all my decks, and talking about them a little bit. So I have a very large collection. I have 32 card decks. I cannot do the math right now and split up. Man, my voice. I can't right now do the math and be like, okay, I have this many tarot and this many oracle. I don't remember that at face value. All I know is I have 32 decks. And I will be going through all 32 ones today. Now, here's a little disclaimer. I am not a tarot professional. I don't, I'm probably not the best person to get reviews from, whatnot, because I love all my decks. Not that other people don't love all their decks, but it's hard for me to critique or really explain things well. So you'll mostly just see me scrolling through them and talking about why I love them, blah, 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 blah. Maybe some history, some lore, all those things. Without further ado, let's get into it and go through my tarot decks first. This is my first one. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot by Disney, which I got in 2022 for Christmas. I'd been asking for a tarot deck for a little while before I got this deck. This deck, it's very close to me because it is my first one, and the way it is not made in the classic Rider's Waite way. Maybe in some forms it has been, but, and you'll see when I scroll through the cards, some of the cards are might be harder to interpret for beginners, but it was a great learning experience for me. Here's the guidebook. As you can see, there it shows the wands. It doesn't really show the classic form. Like this would be 6 of Wands, which the guy would be on the horse celebrating. You don't really see that. But it shows in the guidebook leadership, recognizing, you know what I mean. So this is the guidebook, which I didn't really use all that much. Not that it wasn't helpful. I'm just not really a guidebook person. So I definitely, when I was like confused or when I couldn't like connect the dots myself based off of imagery, I did use the guidebook, but most of the time I don't. With a lot of my decks, I don't really use the guidebook unless it's oracle. Then yeah, I'll probably use the guidebook. As you can tell, I've had this deck for a while, since 2022. And then it is like it's my primary. I use it for myself all the time. It is very worn and used. They have a plastic layer over the cards, and that plastic layer on the edges is kind of peeling off. So it is used, it is loved. It does not do reversals, because there is a gradient difference. I don't do reversals. All my decks, face one. I do, if a card falls out in a reversal, I'll take it, but I don't intentionally reverse the cards. It bothers me too much. So let's get into it and go through some of these cards. The imagery is very crisp. The feel of the card is very smooth. It is, like you can see, there's two. The titles have been changed for some of the cards in the major arcana. There's some changed titles as well. Swords are lightning, pentacles are pumpkins, wands are candles, and cups are potions. Like I said, very crisp, Very pretty. There are some cards that have a lot of like, that have a lot of detail. This is Five of Swords. This one I feel like, this one I feel like best describes what Five of Swords is. Some of the cards, like, it's harder to get a grasp at what the card means, and then some of them don't. Like Ten of Pentacles, I feel like there's a good grasp. There's the staircase going up. Staircases kind of give legacy or just like walk of life, or, you know, staircases are used symbolically to be like progress and stuff. Eight of Wands. They're not like, you know, like I said, they're very smooth, so they're not like shiny. They don't really catch glares, which was very nice because I have a lot of decks that catch glares, and it's so annoying when I'm taking photos. See, this is one of them. Death has been changed to transformation. I do appreciate that. I do love that. Because bro didn't die. Bro transformed. But I do like the references to the show. I love the vibes. I love the energy. I love the imagery. I love, because they're all very vastly different. See, I feel like even like, and I kind of feel like I'm delusional saying this, but I feel like lighting wise, the cards, like the swords are more darker in energy. The cups have a lot of green because the potions. The tower, bum bum bum. Strength, that one's a good one. So I don't know. I feel like the cards perfectly give off the elements of what they are. Ten of Cups. Ten of Pentacles is definitely my favorite in this deck, but Ten of Cups is also really cute. Four of Wands. The World. But yeah, this was my first deck. I love this one. It is very easy to handle. As you can see, I have some decks that are very large. I have one that's very large, and we'll be getting to that one pretty soon. But, yeah, it's easy to handle, easy to shuffle. It was a fun learning experience because it is so different than like the classic Rider's Waite in some ways. So it was an interesting learning experience, and I felt like it really helped me. And I don't want to say this, okay, this was just my own journey in reading tarot, but I feel like it did help me organically kind of build my own opinions and perspectives of the cards, because I didn't completely rely on the guidebook, and I didn't completely rely on like the imagery. It's a complex thing it's complex to explain. I do obviously love referencing the Rider-Waite version of tarot because it is just so, the storytelling is just so there. But this was definitely a very strengthening beginning for me learning tarot. The box is very nice. I love the box. They all fit nice and snug. The guidebook fits right on top of it. And there is my first tarot deck, the Hocus Pocus tarot deck. Got and received 2022. This is my next tarot deck. I don't think the guidebook is in here. Okay, the guidebook is in here. This is the Guardian of the Night tarot, which I got in 2023, also for Christmas. This deck was another strengthening journey for my learning process, and it kind of, not that Hocus Pocus didn't, this one really did rocket launch my learning, my passion, but this deck kind of began the obsession for like collecting, because I like the idea of getting different decks, different imagery, different stories, you know. The art of tarot in many ways was very captivating for me. Here's the guidebook. Once again, I like this guidebook. This guidebook is very insightful. Very helpful, very insightful. I do like this guidebook, but like normal, I never really use the guidebooks. This is the box. I'm gonna go. As you can see, this one's from Hay House, because I know sometimes it matters, or like the brand can also show what the quality of the deck might be. This one's a thicker one, as you can tell. So it was a little bit of a 180 compared to the Hocus Pocus one. It's still, in my opinion, easy to work with. But it was, I guess, a bit of a learning curve, because I'm used to the small, more thinner Hocus Pocus tarot. This one follows, I believe, the classic Rider's Way tarot imagery, but it uses animals, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And it really just rocket launched. This one I particularly really love, because the author, she, if I can find it, the reason she did Nine of Swords this way, because this is the overthinking card, she compared it to, let me look. See, I envisioned a polar bear mother looking out to the melting landscape with brown skies created by pollution, wondering if there's a better place to move with her child. Or is this as good as it will get? Obviously there's more. But the idea of taking Nine of Swords and making it just, I don't know, making it the mother role kind of hit, and I was like, that's a beautiful way to envision Nine of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, the Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles, which, as you can see, like the Hierophant, particularly, it's the same thing as the Rider-Waite, but it's its own twist. The mice maybe like scheming to get into this bakery right there. The backings are also very nice. Fool, Six of Cups, Nine of Cups. The Chariot was very interesting. And Four of Pentacles. So this is a very beautiful deck, and I love the animals. I love animals, so this was a very nice surprise. It's also a little more on the worn side. Not as much as my Hocus Pocus tarot, because it is a little more on the sturdier side. They're definitely heavy. This deck is definitely heavy. But this one really did rocket launch my desire to start collecting and start learning tarot in different forms and different ways and seeing different perspectives of each card. Because when I had the Hocus Pocus tarot, I was really under the impression that, you know, like, okay, I'll get like oracle decks max, but I won't get any more tarot because, like, oh, they're all the same. Like, there's no point. I'll just have one. They're all the same. Lies. I got this one and I was like, nah, I have to get more. I have to get more. I have to collect more. Where is it? Speaking of the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, I did end up getting this one. Now this one, I don't know what happened, but like the sides got kind of like weird. And before anyone says, is it mold? It's not mold. Listen, I looked, and I researched, and I did all the things. This is definitely not mold, but I'm not quite sure what it is. It's very, so it was, it's a little hard to clean off, which was irritating, but oh well, it's not harming. It's not too harmful, and it isn't too obnoxious. It's just this random, you can't even really see it. See, it's like little random discoloration. So I'm not sure, I'm still to this day not really sure what it is. It's hard to clean off, so I think it's just maybe the deck. This one has a little more shine to it, more flexible, and it is the classic Rider-Waite tarot. Now, I don't use this one as often this year, and it isn't a disconnect to this deck, because I do like this deck, and I do like the original artwork, and I appreciate that this is really just where a lot of people start with tarot. But this year I haven't really, and it's not that I haven't connected with it, it's just, I haven't really had any reasons to pull it out. It's still a wonderful deck, and I will have to use it, again, because I hate, okay, clarification. I have used it this year, but I haven't reached for it as much as I've reached for the other ones. And another clarification, I love them all so, like, I love all my tarot and all my oracle decks so very much. And it hurts. I don't know, like, I kind of build this idea in my head where it's like, oh no, they're gonna feel neglected. So I kind of feel bad because I'm like, hopefully this deck doesn't feel neglected, because listen, I do love you, I just haven't had a reason to, or, you haven't really aligned with me, with what I've been working on lately. But it's still wonderful. I still love it. Still wonderful. Still love it. Just haven't used it that much this year, which is really disappointing. It's very easy to shuffle. Very easy to shuffle. Like, I mean, a lot of people say this, a great way to begin your tarot journey, because like I said before, the cards are very, they tell a story. They're very visually, they do a great job at showing you what the cards mean. So they're a great way to begin, and they're nice. I like them. This is the box. I tried to move them in a bag, but then I was like, nah, I'll just keep it in the box. Now, this one's going to take up a lot of space. This next one is the Golden Tarot, aka the Visconti Sforza deck. Hopefully I said that right. I got this deck around the same time I got the Rider's Waite one, which was some point in 2024. This deck is huge. Look at this. My hands cannot reach. It's huge. It is huge. And it is... Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. This one... I love this one. I love this one. This one's one of my prized possessions because I ran across the artwork of this deck and I was like, yeah. Because look at it. The old vintage tarot decks are really captivating, and the history of tarot is just beautiful. I mean, this deck was apparently, when it was created back in whenever it was created, I don't have it at the top of my mind, but when it was created, it was originally like a card game that was gifted to, like, I believe a couple for their wedding. I'm not quite sure. Let me look, because it says in the back. Okay. It doesn't say if it was gifted as a wedding, but it was commissioned and given to this, the family that it was named after. It's very beautiful, though. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I use this one as much as my hands will allow me to use this one. There's Death. I should have probably looked into it more and gotten a more easier to handle sized version, but I was foolish and did not, as you can tell. Instead of showing like all the women celebrating together with 3 of Cups, it is just 3 cups. This is what they say on top of the cards is actually not a promotion, but it was like, I believe it was something about like, oh, subscribe to our website, and I was like, bro, okay. I thought it said something cooler than that, but all right. Oh well. But these are just absolutely beautiful. This is the High Priestess. Absolutely beautiful. These were a little hard to count. I ended up figuring it out. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this would be 10. You just do those. You don't do the rest of them. But 10. Would the boxes count, actually? I don't think the boxes are actually anything. I believe this is also 10. Yeah. 10 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands, because wands are batons. Let me grab out the guidebook. This one has, and you saw it, a huge box. Huge box. Huge deck, huge box, and here's a guidebook. It has some backstory in the beginning. And we have the Devil. How nice. It shows the meaning. Like I said, I don't really use the guidebook all that much. But still very interesting guidebook. And a very beautiful deck. Queen of Batons. I believe that's King of Pentacles. Very beautiful. One of my absolute favorites. Because look at it. I love it. Like I said, look at this. Shuffling it hurts after a while, but still beautiful. I love it so very much. This is my next tarot deck, which was received from, or I got it from Etsy in December, early December. It is a Christmas tarot. or the Christmas Tarot. It has a name card in here somewhere. This one, so charming, so sweet, so pretty. I've been using this one a whole lot because it is December, so it's the Christmas season. It's just, I love the vintage Christmas art. They're very beautiful. Yeah, they have name cards. I'm going to show y'all. So as you can tell, they really just like this Christmas vintage imagery. They don't tell a story a whole lot. You could interpret a story out of this, for sure. But it doesn't at least tell like the classic story everyone would understand or get. It is very beautiful. I love this one. I love it. It did not come with a guidebook, but you know, oh well, I don't use guidebooks. This one's on the tinier side through my tarot decks. Very easy to shuffle. As you can tell, it's not completely used, but it's getting there because I've had this since 2024, December, so it's been a year. Or it's almost been a year. It hasn't exactly been a year, but it's almost been a year of me having this one. And I used this one in December, and then I used it December, January. I used it some March, and then I used it in like October, which a lot of people, I told like some friends about it, and they're like, why are you using the Christmas Tarot in October? And I was like, I just feel like it. I just feel like it. It's very nice. It comes in this bag. Very festive, very cute. I love it. I love it. Now, I'm not quite sure which one to go next with because the next ones I've all gotten around the same day, which once again, Christmas. 'Tis the season for me, guys. Oh, this one is Cosma Visions Oracle, but it is, I use it as a tarot, by James R. Eads. This is, oops. This is the guidebook. As you see, they're renamed, but they do say the original down there. These ones, I have 2 decks from James R. Eads. I have 2 of them. And I love both of them. I love all the decks I've seen him create are just absolutely stunning and amazing and beautiful. And I look forward to getting more in the future. But for now, I just have these 2. Which this one is the Cosmo Visions Oracle, which, look at it. It's crisp. It's beautiful. The sides are shiny. And this, for those who don't know, okay, I'll keep the birds right here, and if we see another bird. Like, look at this. I forgot what life path was. I think it was the world. The Major Arcana was renamed. A lot of the cards were renamed, but in a way that's just, it's charming. This is, I believe, the Empress? No. No, yeah, that's the Empress. Trees are pentacles. The Death is the Fool. Because I believe this deck kind of, now I'm not quite sure. He does have a TikTok account, and he did on his account explain. And I think he says it in his Yeah, Journey Through the Space Between Lives. I think this deck covers the idea of death. Yeah, it talks about like the space in between, like, you know, those sorts of things. So the Fool, which is the beginning, being death, is just, it's very, yes, I love. Six of Pentacles, beautiful. Pentacles, the Pentacles are definitely my favorite in this one. Past lives, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, look, Ten of Cups. This is Temperance, the Maze. It's just, I love it. I love it so very much. It's so very beautiful. Shapeshifter, which I believe was Knight of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Look, and there's the two rocks bouncing. Four of Pentacles. Wait, is Three of Pentacles? Wait. Here. Since I cannot find the birds right now, I'll show you the coolness. The absolute coolness. They connect, and it, like, it's beautiful. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Life on Earth. The shore being the tower. The bridge. Eight of Cups, Eight of Lotus, Five of Birds, Three of Pentacles, the Wanderer, the Veil. Which I think the Veil was the Chariot. But this deck is just, this one's great. This one's great. This one's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Romantic, which is Nine of Cups. It's a beautiful addition to my collection. I do use this one quite regularly because it's just so beautiful. Crisp. And the green is so pretty. Absolutely love it. Now, the next one we have, oops, move the camera. The next one we have is the Old Style Tarot by Alexander Ray. Once again, around the same time frame, Christmas. Christmas time is here. Comes in this box. This is the guidebook. The guidebook is very informative. Very nice. This is the size of this one. I put all the decks back in the box, so I can't do a side-by-side comparison of all the cards. I really should have done that. I thought maybe the people probably would appreciate that a little more. This deck, and I told you this. I love vintage art. I said this when I did the Christmas, when I brought out my Christmas tarot. I love vintage Christmas art. I love vintage old tarot art. This crisp. And I used the couple readings I've done, I've used this deck. It's a classic Rider-Waite version. It's very crisp. The storytelling is very nice. The artwork, the lining. Look. Beautiful. Oops, sorry. Anyway, this is it's a very beautiful deck. Well, fire right there. There's the cat. The sunflowers. Lion. Very detailed, you know? And the fox on Seven of Swords, and then the masks right there. And it being children. It's great. I love this one. the lizard right there. And the details in the pentacles is my favorite. Also, like Five of Pentacles, I've always seen the version of Five of Pentacles where it was like you're poor, but there's like help right behind you, but you're like not noticing that help. I like that it's like there's this light, there's this offering, I guess, and this person's just like, Empress, Death, the Moon, Nine of Swords, Magician, Eight of Cups, the Emperor, Ten of Pentacles, and the Devil. It is a very... Oh, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's a very nice deck, very beautiful. The artwork's stunning. The storytelling's great. We have Four of Swords. The guidebook is very, I believe, very detailed. So I would say this one's pretty beginner friendly. I recommend this as a good beginner deck if you like this like art style, because I know to connect to a deck you have to connect to a deck wholeheartedly. You can't just I believe you can't just go for a deck just because it's beginner friendly. Like, you also have to connect to it too. I feel like that makes the learning experience a lot easier. Now, we have 3 more tarot left, and then we're done with my tarot decks, and we're moving on to my oracle. This one, another big box, is Forest of Enchantment. This one, also Christmas. This one eats. This one's great. This is the guidebook. Now, my guidebook came missing some pages. I think that was just an issue on like maybe printing. I'm not quite sure, because someone I know has the same exact deck, and they have all the pages. So I think it was just a mishap. I don't think it regularly happens. I didn't see any complaints that it regularly happens. Like I said, I don't really read the guidebook all that much, so it didn't offend me. But this is it. It comes in a big box, but it's a little more tinier in size, so you can maybe like put it in a bag and stuff if you really wanted. This deck, beautiful. Look at it. This is the full Six of Swords. The artwork, it's so charming and sweet and like mystical. King of Cups. This one, I mean, a lot of these decks were gifted to me, but this one I probably would have never found it, or like I would have never found it on my own, or necessarily reached for it. Not that I didn't like, not that it isn't like absolutely stunningly beautiful. It's just I don't think I would have looked that much into it, and I'm so glad that it was gifted to me, because it's just it's simply amazing, and I would have missed out on this. Look at that. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And the details like this. Four of, as you can see, there's a little shine to it. Four of Cups, aka Four of Visions. This man is just, pouting, acting like life is boring. And then there's this little dragonfly. And there's the hummingbird. It's just like all the fun things are right around him. It's very, if you like fairy tale florist-esque, like decks, this one's great. The Knights are the Seekers. Boons are Pentacles. Where's the other one? Visions are Cups. Spells are Wands. This one's very beautiful. And Challenges are Swords. so windy and weavers are queens. So there's some renaming, but it isn't really that hard to understand. Here it is. As you can see, it's very worn because I use this one a lot. It's beautiful. Let me put it in its box. Is recording on a windy day really the best thing? No, but you know, it's hard to avoid. It's hard to avoid. Now, this is the other deck I have from James R. Eads. And this one I didn't get on Christmas. This one I got a little bit later for myself. For myself, I got this because I was like, I need this in my collection. And you're about to see why. Look, it changes images. Obviously, you're like, 6 of birds. You have 6 of birds. You already have that deck. Yes, I know. I don't care. 6 of swords, 6 of birds. And I feel like it changes everything. Just if it's life path versus Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it changes everything for me. Oh, let me show you which box it came in. As you can see, so fancy. That you put it separate. There's cat hair in there. Oops. It does have a guidebook right here, which shows the meanings. I love this one. This one's so cool. It might be a little harder to show because the lighting. The Crow and the Magician. 5 of Wands. Like I said, I feel like the image, like, depending on what it is, changes everything for me, because I interpret cards so differently depending on imagery or the energy or the colors and whatnot. So even though maybe at face value it's the same, it's the same meaning, but for me it's not. You can probably, it has a very different feel to it on the front and on the back. Judgment and the Unknown. The Orbs, aka Strength. 8 of Lotus. 8 of Cups. 8 of Swords. 8 of Birds. Just, I need to find the one that caused that was so tragic. I was doing a reading for someone that I know for like their birthday, Temperance and the Maze, and tragedy really struck because I was using this deck for that person, and I was an idiot and placed a piece of charcoal because I was burning incense and stuff. I placed a piece of charcoal on glass. Now, this one's beautiful. Look, the sun. That's so cool. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Anyway, I did that, and tragedy struck, and the plate exploded. Justice and Karma. Soulmates and Lovers. And see, oh no, it was a High Priestess. Like I said, tragedy struck. Let me find it. Empress.
Playing Tragedy by the Bee Gees from Spotify.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Jeez. What? Tragedy. Here it is. Here it is. As you can see, the charcoal exploded. And not only did it burn my yoga mat, but it also burned the Tower card. Which, to this day, it made me more sad when it happened, but to this day I'm still like a little sad. Because like, this is just such, the deck is so cool and so beautiful. And Look. It was ruined by my own stupidity. It was ruined by my own stupidity, and I grieve it every single day of my life. So don't make mistakes like I do. Keep your tower cards safe and secure, because you never know, something might happen and the tower card will look more like a tower card. Because it just perfectly explains everything, you know? Also, the backings are so pretty. Look at those. And they don't have shiny sides, but oh well. Tragedy really struck with me that day. Now, we have one more deck. Where did I put it? Oh, there I did. I'm trying to move them safely because I have to put them back on my bookshelf. This is the name I will not pronounce, which I got from on Etsy from this. This deck is on the thicker side. I wanted this deck because I've seen this artwork before, and at the time, the original deck that this artwork was recreating, it was not available. Now it is available, but you know, this is just, look at it. Star, the sun. It's so crisp. Experimenting. Two Pentacles. It does come with a guidebook. It's a virtual one, so there was a thing you could scan. It has, as you can see, the astrology signs. It has the astrology signs. It has also the elements. This one's very crisp, very beautiful. I love this one, and I got this one recently. I got this one 2025. Wait, yeah, I got this one like 2025. So this is my most recent tarot deck. Like a couple months ago. It was probably May. I'm not quite sure. Here's the devil. Oh yeah, it also has little addition cards. We have Prudence. We have, let's see, there's Fire in the Hierophant. Six of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Judgment. Very, like I said, very crisp. Capricorn, which I really love Capricorn. Ace of Cups. Five of Wands. Eight of Cups. Three of Pentacles. Sagittarius. The Chariot. Very beautiful, very stunning, very charming. It comes in this box. It's a little hard to fit in the box because they're just so, look, there's so many of them. I'll show you. Okay, they went in. Sometimes they struggle to go in because I will accidentally put them in a weird way, but this deck, boom. So that is all of my tarot collection. I hope you enjoyed that video. I decided I was going to split up the two videos of my tarot collection, my aura collection up, because my collection is quite lengthy. I mean, 32 cards, that's a lot. So I'll be getting into my oracle cards in another video, so keep an eye out for that. I hope you found a deck that maybe you liked and you're interested in getting. I'm always interested in finding new tarot decks, so, you know, feel free to share in the comments what tarot decks you like, you want, the ones you have. If we have the same one, let me know. I mean, might as well. Feel free to leave a follow because I will be creating more tarot content. I do pick a card readings. I do offer personal readings on my Etsy shop. And I do want to show more cards. If I ever get any more cards, I am interested in, like, you know, kind of just showing them, maybe doing a review, even though I'm not like a reviewy person. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope the wind in the background didn't bother you all that much. It is winter, and in my area, it's gonna be windy. It's gonna be windy, so there's no avoiding this. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you for another video. Thanks for watching until the end. Bye-bye.